like I was something important to you.
Hi guys. Are you happy to see my face? Are you happy I'm back? I'm happy I'm back. This is just a life update. I'm not going to be doing anything in this video. I just recorded a video. So if you're wondering why I'm wearing the same thing, that's why I literally just recorded a previous video. Guys, I've been gone for like a month and I would say I'm sorry. And to an extent I am. I really want to be a more consistent content creator, but I'm not at the same time because there was just no fucking way in hell I was gonna be able to create in the past month. There's just no fucking way I was gonna be able to create. I literally went through so many things. The last time y'all saw me, I told you that I was going on vacation and then I was going to be moving right after that vacation, so that I was not gonna have any time to vlog or not vlog, to post. But I said I might do a moving vlog, which I did not because there was no fucking way I was gonna have any time to record or do anything. So let me break it down for you guys. So when I left, packed up as much as we possibly could, like the actual apartment, so that when we got back from the vacation, we'd be ready to move, and that just would take off and be a little bit easier on us. So we went back. We had to get our car serviced, and our car is registered in Georgia, so we had to go get it serviced. We had to get an emissions test, all this and that. And at one point, it felt like we were gonna need to get a new car. And really it was just over exaggeration. It was like the car that we have is rather old, but she's a trooper. I am very grateful for the car we have because she's old, but she's not causing us any real problems. We unfortunately found out that the reason our car was having any sort of problem was because the people we were going to TV were not they were not doing what they were supposed to do. It's partly them and partly us. We were going to them to get oil changes, and usually when you get an oil change, they top off your fluids. They were not doing that. We would go to get our oil changed every 2 to 3 months. 3 months is pushing it, every 2 months or so. And they would change the oil and do absolutely nothing else. And both me and my fiance being pretty new to having a car, and taking care of a car, I'm not gonna lie, we didn't really think to go get it tuned up and go get things checked. We just thought taking it to go get an oil change, they would also spot if something was wrong with the car and tell us, and that was a mistake on our part. We were very naive. Yeah, we thought that they were going to be looking out for our car, and they really weren't, but at the same time we should have been looking out for our own car. So long story short, we drove down to Georgia and we had no fucking transmission fluid in our car. I know, you can judge me all you want. I deserve it. We deserve it. We were very stupid. But the car is so old, it doesn't have the alerts on it. On the dashboard, it won't tell us if there's no transmission fluid in the car, apparently. Because really there was nothing on the dashboard telling us that. The only thing that was lighting up on the dashboard was the seatbelt thing, which is kind of broken, and the tire pressure thing, which is also kind of broken. So we really had no fucking idea. So that's the sole reason our car was feeling like it was gonna break down, because there was no fucking transmission fluid in it. And we were worried because we were I wonder how long has the car gone with no transmission fluid in it? If we try to put transmission fluid in it now and it doesn't take, the car is screwed. So we were literally just trying to figure out what we were gonna do if we could not use the car anymore. So we were thinking about getting a new car, and that was just so much stress and hassle because we had one way of doing it, and my fiance's parents had another way of wanting to do it, and they tried to do it their way and it didn't work out. It actually ended up not working out our way either, though, because honestly we just weren't meant to get a new car at the moment. We were already pushing our finances by talking about getting one, but it came to a situation where it was no, we really can't get another one. And also the car that we do have right now, it's actually fine. It just needed some damn transmission fluid and some actual love, a tune-up, the normal things we were supposed to be doing for it. We went to Florida for vacation, and unfortunately we went to Florida when there was a tropical storm coming through it. We didn't really get hit by it. There wasn't anything super bad, but it was non-stop thundering and raining. Before y'all start clowning us, we did not plan like to go during a tropical storm. We planned this family vacation like back in December, so there was no way for us to really know this was gonna happen. So there was a lot going on for me personally. I got some information about my mom that was, dare I say, devastating. She's okay. It was just information that I wasn't ready to hear about her actual health. That sucked, and she's okay. I have since done a lot of talking to my siblings and my own mom. I feel better, but like that was stressful because I got hit with this like news that I had no idea about, like, and I was supposed to be on vacation, so I was, dare I say, depressed. Like I was doing my best to just not have to be around people, to be honest. I know it was a vacation with family, but like I really couldn't handle being around everyone at the time. So, and like I said, she's okay, but her health isn't great, and I didn't know that until coming back home. And whew, child, hearing that news just put things into perspective, and it kind of made made me realize even more that I need to be more honest with her and just talk to her more, because you never know when someone won't be there. So I'm not gonna cry. I've cried enough. If that wasn't enough already, I got a text from my agent while I was on vacation in Florida, and she pretty much told me that there was a specific client that requested me that literally didn't request anyone else in the entire agency. They just wanted to see me. It was a very big client, a client that had eyes on me before the Rona started, and once the Rona happened, like, you know, all modeling was out the door. So pretty much she was just like, I insist you fly in. Honestly, my agent never does this. She'd never ask me to do more than what she thinks is worth. Like, she would never ask me to fly in unless it was really worth it. So I trusted her and flew into New York and stayed with a friend for about, like, I'm gonna say it was a week. I don't think it was more than 2. I don't think it was more than 1 week. I think it was a week. That was great. I got to see that client. I think they really liked me. I don't know what will come of it, but I felt very confident about it. I felt like it was good that I decided to come. And the friend that I stayed with, it's kind of crazy because that time that I was like there with this friend, I started to really realize how different this person and I have like become, and that we were really growing apart. And I think I knew that before, but I just hadn't had that time with this person until I was there. And I realized pretty quickly that me and this person were no longer clicking, and that like us continuing to be like as close as friends as we were was just actually a disservice to me and them. But I still hadn't said anything while I was there. One, because I was staying with them and that they were very generous, and so I just didn't want to like cause any issues, but it was something that I thought about as I was leaving. So I flew back to North Carolina, and as soon as I got back here, the move was going on. I got back in Charlotte the same time my fiance was supposed to get back. Like, he got back the day before I flew in, and I flew in the morning. And so from the morning till like, you know, the next 2-3 days, we were just moving, just packing and moving, all of our stuff moving. And that was stressful because like, child, it was so much. There was also something else that happened in our last apartment. Fuck them, like literally fuck them. Fuck them. I guess we didn't give them our 60-day notice that we were moving, but they called us and asked us if we were going to renew our lease, and we told them no. And then they asked us to send it to them like through an email, like a written email to confirm that we are not renewing our lease. And in all the chaos, we really just forgot. And they proceeded to tell us that we have to pay 3 months of rent because we didn't tell them. Yeah. I don't even think I'm actually ready to even discuss that because I'm so fucking livid from it. But that was a shocker, and it was frustrating. Like, yes, on our part, we shouldn't have been so negligent, and we should have remembered to send them that email. But at the time they called and asked us if we were going to renew our lease, we were still looking for apartments. All we knew was that we didn't want to fucking continue to stay where we were because it was a nice starter place for us to save our money, but child, no. It was the ghetto. It was time to go. So it was just so frustrating, and I really wanted to get like lawyers involved, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about doing that actually. We didn't find any of this out until we were in Florida. So You see what I mean? Like, it's just been a lot. So like, yeah, like when I flew out to New York, I had that on my mind because we had found that out the day I had to fly to New York, and I was just like, what? I was so mad, and I still feel like it's shady. I actually had to go back to that apartment to pick up some mail, and I like swung by where our old apartment is, and it doesn't seem like they're fucking trying to like fill the room or fill the apartment, because the thing is, if someone gets the apartment, then we don't have to pay anymore because someone else is in the room. But it doesn't seem like they're trying, so I think we're gonna have to call them or go see them in person and really figure it out. I think I'm actually gonna call their headquarters to figure it out, because I don't think that they do this to everybody. It just feels, something feels off, something feels really strange, and I don't like it. And if they're not trying to fucking fill that room, then it's a scam. It's bullshit. So yeah, I was back for 4 days, and I got a freaking text from my agent again about a casting, and it was a casting for a very exclusive company that refuses to see people most of the time. And it was actually a really frustrating decision, because I didn't want to go back on a flight back to New York just to go to a casting. I told you guys in my last video, I think, I'm very spiritual. So I pulled some cards, honestly. And before I pulled these cards, I was thinking to myself that I need to go. Honestly, I was like, I need to go. I just feel like I need to go. I don't want to go. Like, financially, I don't want to buy another flight and like go all the way up there, but like deep down, I know I need to go. So I pulled some cards, and I literally pulled the card yes. And I pulled the card take a leap, and I was like, all right. I had a discussion with my fiance about it. It was a stressful time, guys. Like, I had just moved. We had just moved. We had all this crap with the previous apartment, but I went. But this time I stayed with a different friend, because the friend I stayed with previously, like I said, I really realized that there was a huge disconnect, and I really, the main reason I didn't go stay with that friend again is because I didn't want to impose on them. Like, I really did not want to just be up in their space like that. I hated that. And although it would have saved me money, I really just did not want to do that, especially when I knew deep down that me and this person were no longer like on the same page. We were no longer like clicking like that. I really did not want to go back and invade that person's space. So I asked another friend if I could stay with them, and I did. I went to go see the casting, and it's one of those things where like I don't like to assume if somebody likes me or not normally, because I've modeled long enough to know that like you just never fucking know with these people. But something about it, I walked in there and I was just that bitch, and they also felt that I was that bitch. It was one of those things where they liked me a lot. And I was like, cool, I bet I booked this job. I didn't book the job. And I was like, what? Because the job that I flew out for was supposed to take place that next week on Tuesday, I stayed the weekend in DC with my brother and my sister-in-law and her two beautiful kids, and my nephews were also with them for the summer. So I got to actually spend time with family, and my newest niece I hadn't met yet, she's freaking adorable. She's a chicken nugget. I spent time with them, and that was actually beautiful, because although I didn't book the job, I really wasn't bummed out by it, because I actually think that I really needed to be in DC with my family, because we had to talk about what I spoke about earlier, which was the new information pertaining to my mom. We all needed to talk about it, and I was really happy that I could be there for the conversation. And after the conversation, I thought, like, damn, it would have sucked if I wasn't here for this conversation. And if this was the only reason I needed to come to New York and then DC, then that's fine, because it was worth it. Like that, the time I spent with my family was already worth it, but that conversation was just the cherry on top. Something else happened while I was there, like the friend that I had talked about earlier, that friend that had me and this friend had disconnected, came to a head. It came to a head, and I just had to be honest and tell this person that I think I need to take a step back from this friendship, because it's just a disservice to me and to this person to continue. And obviously there's like a huge disconnect, and it was just taking a toll on me at that point to continue to keep up this like type of communication with someone if I knew that I was not vibing with this person anymore. So that was stressful. It was a lot more than that, to be honest. It was a lot more stressful than I'm making it seem, but like it was a situation where I think I had to let it go. and that was stressful and sad. I cried because this particular friend was a very close friend of mine, and I had to let it go. I realized that I needed to let it go because there was nothing else I could do, and that sucked. But once I did let it go, I felt just like a huge weight off of my shoulder. I'm not gonna lie, I just felt better. And once I realized how much better I felt, I was like, okay, well, it was hard and it sucked, and yeah, it was all those things, but it was worth it because I feel better, and I would not have felt this way if I did not speak up and say what I had to say. So that was dramatic. That was drama, but I was actually really happy. I was with my family when that happened because I got to get advice from my sister-in-law. I got advice from my brother. I mean, I'm just so happy that all happened while I was there, really, because they helped me a lot. They made me feel a lot better, gave me different perspectives and insights, and I felt very confident in my decision by the time it was time for me to leave. And lucky enough, I could save some money because my nephews were going back to Georgia with my brother. My brother was going to drive them back, so I was like, okay, I'll just tag along. And we all drove, and they dropped me off back home in North Carolina, and then he dropped my nephews back off in Georgia. So it was great. I saved some money and got a road trip with my with my family, so that was great. But yeah, I like wasn't gonna make a video, to be honest, telling you guys all this stuff, but I just needed y'all. I feel like I needed to make a video because it was actually a lot, and I needed you guys to know that it really was a bunch of stuff happening. I didn't just like fall off the face of the earth because I'm lazy or something. I really just went through a bunch of shit, and when I came home, I had to help unpack because my fiance wasn't done unpacking by any means. So I mean, he actually unpacked a lot of stuff, but like the office, which is where I am right now, like none of that was unpacked, and there's like all my freaking clothes, guys. I'm not buying no more clothes. I'm not buying any more clothes. But yeah, like I had to unpack the office and get it together and just like, you know, make this apartment a home. I had to get the apartment in order. And once I got the apartment in order, you know what I had to do? I had to get myself in order because your girl was tired. I was tired, and I hadn't let everything sink in when it comes to the changes that have just happened in my life, like with my mom, and with this friend. So I had to do all those things. Honestly, all those things got done, and now I just want to create. Now I'm finally like, okay, I feel better. I feel better than I did before. I'm still like going through it a little bit, but it's in a way where I'm going through it in a way where it's like I am learning to accept things I have no control over. That doesn't mean I can't be sad about them, but I'm not going to lose my mind over them because I literally have no fucking control over it. So there are days where I'm like much more energetic than I am today, and then there are days where I'm like today where I'm like a little bit lower in energy because I'm just kind of realizing my new reality. And it's not a bad one. It's a new reality that I'm facing with my mom, and it's like, damn, that's a fucking bummer, but at least I have this time with her now, and at least I can talk to her now, and I can go see her whenever I want, really. So that's the bright side, that like I still have a lot of time with my mom. I know I'm being vague, but I just don't want to talk about exactly what's happening with her. I still have a lot of time with my mom, I realize, and I'm so grateful for that. And every time I have my low days, I just remember like, okay, but I still have time, and I'm so fucking grateful for that, and I'm going to do everything I can with that time. So that's what I mean when I say I'm still like, because that new reality does suck, but it's also not the end of the world. So yeah, that's my life update. That's what's been happening. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be like a bit more lighthearted on my channel. Of course, I love my like talking videos, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit more lighthearted for my sake. But yeah, I just wanted to get this out there and tell y'all what's been happening. I want to say an apartment tour is coming soon. Oh no, it's coming. I just don't know when it's coming. So yeah, let me know how you guys have been, and I will catch you on the next one. So peace.